Well, yesterday on social media, we were proud to announce a new incoming transfer. He's a halfback from Australia, but an Italian international, and he's a French champion. So he's a really exciting player. He's a star of the game. And as we said, he's got one of the best moustaches in rugby league. He is Brock Pelligra. How you doing, mate? Welcome.
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks.
How are you settling in?
Pardon?
How are you settling in?
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, just landed in 2 days ago, but everyone's been really welcoming and yeah, enjoying it. Nice to see London and the team, and yeah, loving it, mate.
Well, you've not been to England before, have you?
Nah, it's first time in the UK, first time in England, and nah, it's good. It's very similar to Australia. There's a lot of banter, English. So yeah, I feel right at home.
I will let you into a little secret that the weather is not like Australia. You might have found that. What was it like at training? You were at training just last night, your first training session. What was the weather like there?
First session yesterday, and the weather was actually all right, but by the sounds of things, it does get pretty wet and cold. I know I got a wet weather jacket, so that was kind of a hint. I was trying to kind of a hint how it's going to be.
Well, we'll come to this later, but you've got your first match is Workington, so that's in Cumbria. If you don't know about Cumbria, it's very far north, and it is. I think the polite way of saying it would be that the weather is changeable. So you'll find out.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I'm very excited.
Well, great. Well, we'll come to that shortly, but. Why don't you tell the Broncos fans a little bit about yourself, what they can expect to see from you, you know, where you're from, how you got into rugby, who you played for, and some of your experience, and what they can expect from you as a player.
Yeah, my name is Brock Pelligra. 23, just turned 23 in May 6. But yeah, I've been playing footy since I was a kid. Went up through the ranks in Australia. I played what was my last club? For the West Magpies, my last club in Australia, and the whole COVID season hit, and I decided to look overseas, and I found myself in France. I was playing for Carcassonne 13 there, and we took out the title. We just won the French title last Sunday.
Fantastic.
And yeah, and then now I found myself here, lucky enough to play for the Broncos and join the squad. And I just hope to bring the same energy I bring to Carcassonne, and hopefully some winning spirit, and we can get some good results for the boys. It's changing times, and I think this second half of the season, I can be part of that change, and we can really come to something. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, hopefully you'll bring that winning spirit, because, you know, frankly, let's be honest, at the moment, the Broncos could use that. And particularly as we go into this big game against Workington on Thursday, again, which we'll come to a little bit later. But yeah, a French champion, you know, just last week you played in front of 10,000 people, lifted the shield. I mean, what an achievement.
Yeah, honestly, it's up there with one of the best things in rugby that I've achieved yet. And it honestly just winning something like that just gives you so much confidence, and you just want to do it again and again. And the feeling you get from it is just like no other. And that's why you play. You play for moments like that. And I was lucky enough to achieve it just recently. And like I said, just coming off the back of that, I hope I can bring the same spirit into the London squad. And yeah.
What was it like to play in front of 10,000 people? Because, I mean, that means that nothing really certainly in the Championship, but you know, a lot of the Super League will not faze you. Yeah,
like for me, the crowd's one thing, but just when I'm on the field, I'm more focused about the game. I don't really take too much notice of the crowd. But surely, when I got to the grand final, just seeing the people flood in, it was real thrilling. And I walked out onto the field at the start, and I started seeing the crowd build up, and I said, you know what, I'm going back in the sheds. I was like, I don't want to see the crowd until it's packed out. And just when we ran out there to start our training, it was something just to know that people were there to watch you. You had to perform, and we got the job done, and it made the celebration at the end even better. Everyone ran on the field after the game. It's quite unreal.
What a buzz! What a buzz! And so fresh from that, you could have rested on your laurels, I suppose, and basked in your recent glories. But no, here you are in sometimes rainy England. It's going to be playing a lot up north. Why have you signed here for Broncos, and why now?
Mate, I love footy. I love playing footy, and the championship's a good competition, and just I just heard real good things, and I just thought it'd be just another step for me to develop my game and hopefully become a better player, and just the chance also to play in England, just experience another lifestyle, and just develop as a person as well. I thought it was just a really good opportunity, and I thought I'd take it.
And what have you heard about the Broncos?
I knew that they were in the Super League only a short time ago, and just with relegation, but now they're in the championship. I heard that we've had some tough games recently, but just all good things, just professionalism, and it shows at my first training session. Just a massive credit to like the physio staff, and they do a lot of have a lot of emphasis on like your stretching and stuff before training, and something like that I haven't seen before. Not that professional, as professional. So I just hear good things. It's a good club. So
a slightly strange time to join because, of course, sadly, Jermaine Coleman, the head coach, was departed the club by mutual consent earlier on this week. Mike Eccles is in as the sort of interim coach, but we're looking for a full-time coach to take over the role as we move through into the second half of the season. But that it isn't announced yet. There is no full-time head coach in the place, so it is a strange time to join, isn't it? How has that, do you feel, maybe impacted upon you? How do you feel that, it didn't make a difference to your decision to join, clearly?
Nah. Like I said, I love footy, mate, and I just like to get on the field and play my best. No matter who I'm playing with, I just try and get along with all the boys and just try and be a positive impact. But I can reflect on just the training session last night. The boys had heaps of energy, and I don't know if it's changed or what's happened, but the boys were really pumped. There's a good vibe around the session, and Mike was doing a real good job leading it. And mate, I had a good time, and hopefully the sessions stay like this. And I think we're really onto something.
Well, given that, then, given that you've experienced training and the I don't know if you would say rejuvenated, because you don't know, you've got no frame of reference for it, but an energized group of players, given all that, do you think that you can get out of trouble?
Yeah. I think the boys are really determined, and I think it's almost like a rebranding for them. It's like all right, this is what matters now, starting from zero. And I think the boys are really trying to buy into something, and they really have that want to get out and win some games. So that's what I saw last night, and hopefully we can make it happen. And
well, it's a big week, as we mentioned earlier. We go into a double header of games. Thursday is Workington away. They're bottom of the table with no points, and Broncos, if they win, could potentially climb out of the relegation zone. So we'll start there. How big a psychological boost do you think that would be if that were to happen and get the win at Workington, which, by the way, is live on Premier Sports TV for those that can't make it up there, and there will be many who can't because it is a long way and it is a 12:30 kickoff. But how big a psychological impact would it be to win that game as well on TV in our Premier Sports debut?
Yeah, I think that's the first step. That's the real mark of the change, and I think the boys are very determined to knock that one over and get the win. And like you said, it'll take us out of that relegation zone, and it'll be huge. So I'm in good spirits for that match, and I think we'll get away with the win for sure.
Well, fingers crossed. It would be fantastic if we could. And then, of course, York Knights away, another away game. We've got a lot of away games in a row, and we're in a real run of them. York Knights away, a tougher fixture, but a really, by the way, cracking stadium. I was there very recently, so it'll be great to play there as well. And I mean, I don't know if you're going to get to see much of York, but it's an amazing place. I don't even know anything about it. It's a gorgeous place, but I mean, you've got a job to do. Yeah,
that's right. And I think it always just starts with Workington. we knock that one over and we can draw some confidence into the York match and just become that side that we want to be. And I think if we can go back to back, I think we'll have a lot of confidence, and confidence does wonders in rugby league. So it all starts with Workington for me, and then I think York's the next job.
And what are the other players saying about Workington?
I think at the moment it's all very in-house. They're just focusing on just the energy around the group. I think they really haven't focused too much on the match. They're just trying to get the in-house things right, and I think once that all gets sorted, start coming into next week, there'll be a lot of chat about Workington and game plan and strategy to knock them over.
Okay. And that house that we see you at, where you're sat right there, you're sharing it with a couple of Broncos players, is that right?
Yeah, got a few of the boys in here. We've got City, Fijian, Paulie, and I think Cal's here at the moment. They're all great boys. They made my entrance welcoming, and it's been real good.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, I've only been really working with the media team for a short period of time as well here at Broncos, so I'm new too. But there is a family feel around the club, isn't there? And I know that there has been some criticism in some parts about the performances that have happened. But what I will say is, behind the scenes, there is a good work ethic. There are a good bunch of people, and they make people feel welcome. And as I say, there is a family feel, isn't there, about the club?
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's a few blokes that have been around for a while, and you could really see at last night's training session, they were bringing everyone together. And my first night there, and I felt like I was part of the squad within 15 minutes. We had a meal after the training session, which was great. Everyone sat around, and I think that's what really makes a strong team, just having that family feel and knowing that everyone's looking out for each other. And I felt that. So I'm really excited to take that from the training paddock onto the field, and you know what I mean? And then hopefully a little celebration after.
Of course. And although not too much celebrating, you've got a double header.
Not too much celebration.
You've got a double header.
Short turnaround.
Okay. But before, in terms of getting out of this trouble, you feel that you can do so. Looking beyond that, you're an Italian international. The Rugby World Cup, of course, later on this year. Have you got your eyes on that? And is that partly why you've decided actually coming and playing for Broncos now is a good bet? Because, of course, there's a couple of fellow Italian internationals in the squad as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a few across the championship. A few across the championship. We got Ronnie, who's in our squad. Palumbo. Got Kinga, who's over at Whitehaven. Anton, who's in Barrow Raiders. And I think it's a good quality competition. And I think I've got hopes to make that Italian squad. And I think playing in the championship will give me a good chance. And like I said, I'm doing back-to-back seasons, so got plenty of footy under my belt.
Yeah, hitting the ground fit and as well here, which will be hugely important for you for getting into the side and then rolling over to the World Cup. So you've played a couple of times for Italy. You are obviously from Australia, but you have Italian family.
Yeah, so my father is Italian and my mum's Australian. I obviously took my mum's hair and I got my father's mustache.
Well, could you say it wasn't the other way around?
Yeah, luckily. But yeah, my father's Italian, so that gives me the opportunity to play for Italy. And I played with them since I would have been 14. My first match in the juniors there, and I was lucky enough to play a few test matches with them in Australia. And it gives me the great opportunity to play here in the UK with the international matches. So it's actually a really big part of my life and my footy career. And it gives me a chance to just give back to my nonna, my grandparents, because they've raised me. They're like my own parents. Plenty of pasta when I was a kid. And yeah, it gives me a chance to just give back to them and represent a bit of my heritage.
And what would it mean to you and your entire family if you were to make the World Cup squad later on this year?
Couldn't put words to it. It'd be unreal, and just to play on that world stage and verse a lot of those big name players, and also represent your current country, and yeah, it would be unreal. Honestly, yeah, even just playing the small test matches mean the world to them.
And in terms of beyond that, what are your longer term ambitions? You're still very young at the age of 23, and a French champion at the age of 23, which is, you know, remarkable in itself. What's your long term ambitions in the game?
Obviously, just to go as high as I can, just keep pushing the bar, just letting my footy do the talking. Like I said, I want to play. I've got hopes of playing Super League, hopes of going back to Australia, playing in the NRL, but no point really thinking about that at the moment, because I just got to perform and just let my footy do the talking now, and then kind of see where it takes me. Just focusing on just becoming the best player I can at the moment, and developing my game, and and just see where it takes me. Great. I think small steps, but big goals.
Of course, that's the right way to be, I would say. And finally, I can't go without mentioning it again, as we put on social media, as you are the owner of one of the greatest moustaches in rugby league. Tell us about that. Why, and are you going to keep it?
yeah, I think it'll stick around. I had the stash back in Australia a few times, and I thought, being in France, I was like, there's nothing more iconic than having a mustache. So I grew it out for a bit of fun, but I think I'm liking it. I think I'll roll with it for the remainder of the season.
And is it making you popular? Are people, you know, cracking onto you because of it? They like the look.
Yeah, the boys have a laugh. They love it. My old man loves it. My old man, he's always giving me a bit of lip, but it's good. It's a bit of character.
Look, it's all part of you, and it makes you who you are, and it makes you stand out. You know, it's and in this game, you know, some of it is about performance, but some of it is, let's be honest, is also about image. So maybe it's your thing. It's your thing. Anyway, listen, Brock, it is a joy and a pleasure to interview you today, to welcome you to the club. We hope that it's the start of a very successful spell for you, and you help us to get out of danger. Welcome. We hope you enjoy it, and I'm sure we'll meet again. But this is Brock Pelligra, and now everybody, all the fans, know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, nice to meet you all, and hopefully get a few wins, and the mustache crosses the try line a few times for you all, and yeah.